Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Anita Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers bring presents for Indian students and care recipients ahead of Diwali. The Dai Parent Program in Malaysia celebrates its 10th anniversary. And finally, we see how New Shoot Scholarship recipient makes the most of life despite challenges. Mount Sinabung in Indonesia's North Sumatra has been classified as an active volcano since September 15th of last year. Since that time, all residents within a 3 to 5 kilometer radius have been evacuated and moved to shelters. However, as time stretches on and residents see their livelihood and homes slowly being buried under ash, emotions have become fraught and tensions have increased in the shelters. Let's take a look.
The survivors huddle underneath tents for a bit of sleep. Many have been here for over a year now, waiting desperately for the chance to return home, and the strain of the long wait is showing.
We want to sleep, but the children are noisy. Sleeping too long is not good, but we are also afraid of waking up the others.
The situation is changing, and everyone is under more and more pressure. Everyone is thinking about what can be done.
On September 15, 2013, Mount Sinabung in Indonesia's North Sumatra became active, covering the nearby areas in ash. The over 3,000 residents living near the volcano have been forced to evacuate to temporary shelters, where they have remained since.
Those living nearby had to evacuate. The area within a 3 to 5 kilometer radius around the volcano is very dangerous. So we hope everyone can cooperate and stay out of that area.
With each new explosion, homes and fields are covered under another layer of ash, diminishing residents' hope that they will ever be able to recover.
Our coffee plants are destroyed, as well as my orange trees. I have no idea what I will survive on once this is over.
No one knows when it will be safe to go back. The director of the shelter hopes that more support can be found for those living in the camps, so that they may pass their days with less worry and heartache.
In Malaysia, prior to the arrival of Diwali, Malacca Tzu Chi volunteers visited 9 Tamil elementary schools with gifts for underprivileged students. Meanwhile, to make sure the Indian care recipients are prepared for the holiday, volunteers carried out relief distributions in various locations.
Kneeling respectfully and offering tea to their parents are Tzu Chi care recipient Kalidasan's 5 children.
I want to repent to my parents for all my wrongdoings.
This is a part of the relief distribution organized at the Tzu Chi Pontian Liaison Office. Although Kalidasan and his family just moved to Pontian, Tzu Chi volunteers' care for this family has extended from their original residence to here.
We're poor and don't have relatives or friends here in Pontian. Tzu Chi volunteers have been treating and taking care of us like their own family.
Today's event is also joined by teacher Yogesh Gopalan, who is here to volunteer as a translator.
A very memorable and happy moment for them. I don't think so they might have the same celebration back at home. So this will be something that they will remember until the end.
At the Tzu Chi Dialysis Center in Penang, volunteers decorated the venue with mango leaves, which symbolize auspiciousness to help Indian dialysis patients immerse themselves in the holiday spirit. Medical staff at the center have also gifted each dialysis patient a bag of goods, which is packed with love and care.
If it's very inconvenient, you can break the noodles into smaller pieces inside the reusable bowl and then place the lid on. You'll be able to enjoy them in 5 minutes.
children happily hold up Tzu Chi's bamboo coin banks, a special gift all of them received for this year's Diwali festival.
Currently, I am receiving help from Tzu Chi. In the future, I will help the needy too.
20 of our students have received Diwali gifts from the Tzu Chi Foundation because they come from low-income families. They have already received some aid from school, but it's not enough, especially because right now the Festival of Lights is ongoing.
To give underprivileged children the chance to enjoy this holiday season, Malacca Tzu Chi volunteers visited 9 different Tamil elementary schools with gifts. At the Alokaja Tamil Elementary School, the volunteers even passed out 15 pairs of glasses to needy students.
Before, I couldn't see very well. Now, with this pair of glasses, I can read the words on the blackboard clearly.
Besides handing out presents, Tzu Chi volunteers also introduced the philosophy behind Tzu Chi's bamboo coin bank and rice piggy bank.
I was very puzzled when I saw the farmer in Myanmar placing a handful of rice in a bucket. After the volunteers' explanation, I realized that the rice in the bucket was later donated to help the less fortunate. I will definitely contribute my share when I have the means to do so. I will donate the money I have left from buying things or from the allowance I receive for doing household chores to my bamboo coin bank.
We are educating our children on the importance of helping others, so when I am no longer around, he'll still remember to contribute his love.
Thanks to Tzu Chi, students and parents have not only learned to help each other, but have also realized the joy of giving. Meanwhile, at the Latang Tamboral Tamil Elementary School in Johor Bahru, Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a relief distribution for their Indian care recipients ahead of Diwali. Early in the morning, volunteers gathered together to clean banana leaves, which will later use as plates to hold dishes made from readily available Tzu Chi foods. Tzu Chi volunteers have also encouraged youngsters to offer tea to the elderly.
I have never seen such gestures in my life. Tzu Chi volunteers taught our students to respectfully offer their parents a cup of tea as a way to fulfill their filial duty and to express their love.
At the Jingzi Hall in Johor Bahru, despite the downpour, volunteers are still determined to carry on their food distribution. For care recipients with limited mobility, volunteers thoughtfully prepare wheelchairs. In the meantime, kitchen volunteers work busily churning out delicious vegetarian meals. Media volunteers also seize the chance to take family photos for their Indian care recipients.
Thanks Tzu Chi so much. She's helping out all the religion, races. She don't mind whatever it is, and she take this as one family, one home.
During the celebration, Indian children put on traditional clothing and perform a Tzu Chi song. At the end of the event, Indian care recipients make kolan, which are decorations prepared from colored rice on the floor, and light up a candle that symbolizes their hope for the year ahead.
This year marks the 10th anniversary of the Daai Parent Program in Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter. Now a thriving success, the program is responsible for safeguarding students' character education, ensuring kids grow up right in schools throughout the area.
In 2005, Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Tzu Chi volunteers formed the first class of Daai mothers. Now celebrating their 10-year anniversary, Daai mothers look back at their rocky beginnings.
From the first class to about the fourth class, there were less than 5 members. We were very discouraged.
But we saw how our leaders just kept on at it, so we continued on and didn't stress too much about it. Slow and steady wins the race, right?
The main mission of a Daai parent is to tell stories, teach Chinese aphorisms in schools, and educate children in proper behavior. However, despite the fact that our Daai parent program had been established, volunteers couldn't find a school to accept them due to religious factors.
At the time, we had 1 rejection, 2 rejections, 3 rejections, even 4, 5, and 6 school rejections. How do you find unwavering strength and continue on?
Why didn't we give up? It's because we were the first class of Daai parents. We knew it was going to be difficult as pioneers of the program.
With the bravery of an explorer and the determination of an excavator, volunteers remain steadfast on their path. Now, not only are they teaching students, but have also gained wisdom alongside the program.
We need to uphold these values ourselves before we can teach them to the kids. We need to have good character ourselves before we can educate others on the topic.
Warmly caring for each child as their own, these Daai parents foster a heart of compassion and a character of gold to make sure each child grows up right.
Tzu Chi has long promoted environmental conservation as a way to help the planet, and lately volunteers are taking a different approach. As purification begins at the source, volunteers are educating members of the public on the correct way to recycle. This means recyclables are rinsed and cleaned before reaching a recycling station. These lessons are being taught at school festivals, on campuses, and especially at Recycling Day events. Let's take a look.
At the monthly Recycling Day at Yonghe Elementary School in New Taipei City, sorting recyclables also becomes a sort of cultivation for Tzu Chi volunteers.
When you take a harsh tone with the community members, telling them this isn't okay when they bring their recyclables, it might hurt their feelings. Instead, we will ask them nicely to rinse out their recyclables the next time they come.
Using a softer approach, volunteers are able to influence more people than with a harder approach. Meanwhile, at the Taipei Municipal Xingfu Junior High School, students play games with an environmental twist. Having a 3-legged race, students try to find the recyclables among the pile of trash. The students also enjoy a fashion show with environmental products featuring Daai technology mascots.
We want the younger generation to know about the idea of purification at the source, and we hope it stays with them.
When I teach other students who don't know how to sort recyclables, I gain a sense of accomplishment.
Although the games have ended, volunteers hope that these environmental lessons linger in the students' minds. Meanwhile, students from the National Overseas Chinese Experimental Senior High School are also heeding the environmental call by doing their part to keep their campus clean during the school's 59th anniversary celebration. Every year during the school's anniversary celebration, Banqiao Tzu Chi volunteers will come help sort recyclables.
Every year after the festivities, as you can imagine, there are tons of garbage. Seeing the Tzu Chi volunteers helping us sort through them all, we are filled with gratitude as they not only help keep our school campus clean, but the world as well.
Many students also take matters into their own hands in keeping their campus clean.
I think environmental conservation and volunteering are things everyone should see as important.
Tzu Chi's products and publications are also a hit among the younger students. This year, discounts are given for fairgoers who bring their own containers to purchase food. Due to this promotion, the disposable trash was reduced to half of last year's amount, which is a resoundingly successful way to celebrate the school's anniversary.
Indonesia, Jakarta, Tzu Chi volunteers recently held an event at a vegetarian restaurant to teach members of the public about the many uses of Tzu Chi's instant rice. Not only did housewives attend the event, but a restaurant owner even stopped by to learn a thing or two.
In Indonesia's Jakarta, Tzu Chi volunteers are demonstrating how easy it is to use Tzu Chi's instant rice to make sushi and local dishes, like banana leaf rice.
This tastes good and is also good for our body. It's very convenient, especially as a midnight snack.
Invented for the purpose of helping in disaster relief, Tzu Chi's instant rice is quick and easy to make. The event even attracted a restaurant owner who came to learn some new recipes.
I have a restaurant inside the Tzu Chi Indonesia hospital, so I want to learn more vegetarian dishes.
When I heard about this activity, I knew I wanted to participate to promote Tzu Chi's instant rice to more people.
Promoting Tzu Chi's instant rice gives residents here another healthy and convenient option for meals.
In our next report, we learn the story of university student庄亦澄. With her mother passing away when Yi Chen was still young and her father suffering from multiple strokes, it has fallen to Yi Chen to care for the family, a heavy burden for someone so young. Despite all the obstacles she has faced, Yi Chen, however, has learned to believe in herself and was recently accepted into Taipei University of Technology's Cooperative Education Program.
Friday nights mean the fun has started for most college students. However, for 19-year-old Yi Chen, currently a new college freshman and employee at a medical equipment company, Friday night means another class.
In high school, my dad had a stroke. There was a period when I was very sad and felt that in the entire world, I was the only one suffering like this. But then I thought that others have not given up on me. Why should I give up on myself?
Thanks to her hard work and top grades, Yi Chen received a mayoral award in recognition of her scholastic achievements in high school, a sentiment now echoed by her college professors.
Whether it is in her work or in her life, she is very committed and enthusiastic. We feel she is someone special.
After finishing class at 8 p.m., Yi Chen then heads to the hospital's palliative unit to visit her father, who was currently recovering from his second stroke. Although his life was saved, he is still in a critical condition.
I just finished class and I'm here to check on you with our aunts and uncles.
The aunts and uncles Yi Chen refers to are the Tzu Chi volunteers that have been by the family's side for the past 5 years. In that time, they have seen firsthand the incredible obstacles that Yi Chen has had to surmount.
Later, we introduced an owner of a buffet restaurant who agreed to let them eat for free after the evening rush.
We 3 children and my father in his wheelchair, at least we would be all together. I hope that we will remain close like this. If we are willing to work hard, we will succeed one day.
Never giving up, never looking back, Yi Chen has spread her wings of hope as she prepares to fly into a brighter future.
In Malaysia's Malacca, students of the Daai Educate Center will be putting on the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents at their graduation ceremony in November. Besides holding rehearsals, teachers also designed classes to help students better understand the hardships mothers endure during pregnancy.
At the Daai Educare Center in Malacca, Malaysia, children are practicing for the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude towards Parents, which they'll present during their upcoming graduation ceremony.
Sometimes I remember my part, sometimes I don't.
We can't keep up with the music. It is hard for us to form a straight line when we are walking backwards.
Although they know that it is not an easy task to remember all the movements, kindergarteners insist on giving it their all. Among them is Xu Haotong, who puts aside his pain to practice.
This part hurts. Everywhere here hurts too. I will endure the pain because I want to present the musical adaptation to all parents.
To make sure they put on a flawless performance, in the days to come, these kindergarteners will continue to practice despite the odds. Washing a cup, folding clothes, and organizing her backpack is 4-year-old郑舒文, who already knows how to share her mother's household chores despite her young age.
She has learned to dress and shower by herself. These little gestures have lessened my burden.
To help kindergarteners understand the meaning behind the sutra, teachers design activities to help them realize the hardship mothers endure during pregnancy.
不要给妈咪伤心。
你有让妈咪生气吗？
没。
怎么不可以让妈咪生气呢？
因为妈妈很辛苦做工了。
She has learned ways to fulfill her filial duties, such as giving me a massage. When I am feeling ill, she brings me water and cares for me. My daughter always puts her words into action.
动作来孝顺我们，而不是用讲的而已。
Knowing the importance of appreciating the love of her parents, the bond between Zheng and her family is stronger than ever.
Since July, Tima and Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore have been caring for 81-year-old Ling Pei Cho. As the senior suffers from vision and hearing impairments, volunteers make it a point to visit and bring him medication on a regular basis, as well as help him tidy up his home. 81-year-old Ling Pei Cho's bedside table is filled with clutter covered in a thick layer of dust. With the seniors' permission, today some 20 Tima and Tzu Chi volunteers are here to clean.
I took a photo of everything on the kitchen countertop, so once we finish cleaning up here, we know what goes where, and the grandpa will be able to find it.
Yes, since we decided to help, we have to give it our all. We want to make sure the house is clean and spotless so the senior can live in a more comfortable environment.
Working together, some add a fresh coat of paint to the walls, while others scrub the floors.
I have been a little stressed at work, so by coming here to help the grandfather today, I also hope to clear my mind of afflictions.
As the senior is hard of hearing, a little booklet is how he communicates with the volunteers.
He is visually impaired and hard of hearing, so it's not easy for him to maintain his home. We are trying to get rid of all unwanted clutter so he won't walk into any sharp objects.
Volunteers even installed a flashing light that will alert the senior each time someone rings his doorbell. Thanks to the volunteers' thoughtful gestures, the senior now has a safe and comfortable environment to spend his golden years. In commemoration of the 1-year anniversary of Typhoon Haiyan, Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines are holding a photography exhibition to remind residents that even in times of misfortune, they can rise up from tragedy. Many residents attending the exhibit also brought their full bamboo coin banks to donate to continue the cycle of love. We leave you with these images at the end of our show. Thank you for watching. See you next week.